Hey everyone, welcome to Kicking with Kipes. I'm Kipes, and tonight is December the 21st. We got 4 days left till Christmas. I hope you got your shopping done so you can sit down, join me with this video, and let's get into it. We're going to be starting today's video in Calgary, my hometown, where the Calgary Flames are playing the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Calgary Flames end up winning 6-4 against the Blackhawks. Jonathan Huberdeau and Connor Zary each got a goal and an assist tonight. The Flames, they improved to 16, 11, and 7. They have points in 4 games straight, but I have been kind of harping on them the past couple videos saying that they aren't playing good, which is true because they've been very underperforming. Maybe not underperforming compared to what people were thinking at the beginning of the season, but underperforming compared to what we've seen at the beginning of the season. And they played very solid for the first couple weeks of the season, but then started to falter off. Yeah, like I just said, they have points in 4 straight games. They're 2-0-2 in that 4-game stretch. Dustin Wolf, he was in the net for the Flames tonight. I think that he should be in that Calder Trophy vote, at least be recognized in the top 3 this season. I know you have players like Celebrini. I know you have players like Matvei Michkov, but Dustin Wolf, he is having an exceptional first full season in the NHL. He made 24 saves tonight in the winning effort. Blake Coleman and Matt Coronado, they each had a goal and an assist in this game as well as Zary and Huberdeau, like I mentioned before. Standout players for the Blackhawks in the loss tonight was Tyler Bertuzzi, former Leaf. He had 2 goals and an assist. Huge night for him. Connor Bedard, the superstar from last year, the Calder Trophy winner from last year. He had a goal and 2 assists for the Blackhawks, who dropped 12, 20, and 2. This loss for the Blackhawks ends their 3-game winning streak, the longest of their season so far. Peter Mrazek, he comes back from injury tonight, making 23 saves. It was his first start since December 7th, so he's been off for a couple of weeks and comes back and loses. Goal scorers for the Flames: Jonathan Huberdeau, like I mentioned, Nazem Kadri, Connor Zary, Matt Coronado, Blake Coleman, and Michael Backlund. 6 individual goal scorers for the Flames. Full team effort. Very good effort in this game. I know 6-4 sounds like, oh, you let 4 goals in. I do truly think that this was just a game of high scoring, and it's a game that you win, you get the 2 points, you move on, hopefully that you tighten up on defense later on. Flames win 6-4 over the Chicago Blackhawks in Calgary today. We go down to Music City in Nashville, where the Predators, they're taking on the LA Kings, and the Predators, they recover from a deficit in this game, end up winning 3-2. Nick Blankenburg, the defenseman for the Nashville Predators, a guy you don't really hear of very often at all, he scored 1:03 into overtime to help the Predators get the victory tonight. Philip Forsberg, he also had a very good game for the Predators today. He had 2 assists. The Predators, they improved to 10, 17, and 7. They have won 2 of their past 3 games. I know it's like, woohoo, who cares? They've only won 2 of their past 3 games, but for a team like Nashville, you'll take 2 of 3 wins any day of the week. Justus Annunen, he made 22 saves in the win tonight. This was the first game of a back-to-back for the LA Kings today, so hopefully they don't go to Washington tomorrow and are even more tired and lay another egg. It was Quentin Byfield and Alex Laferriere that scored for the Kings. They drop to 19, 9, and 5. They are 3, 1, and 2 through the first 6 of a 7-game road trip. For the LA Kings, this was game 6 of a 7-game road trip. That is a long time to be away from home, a long time to be away from family, but this is moving up perfectly to get them home before Christmas, as they have a game tomorrow night. Jonathan Marchessault, he continues to be the player finally that the Nashville Predators thought they signed. He had a very, very, very bad start to the season, like Steven Stamkos, the 2 marquee signings for the Predators, but Jonathan Marchessault, he scored in 3 consecutive games, finally getting into that groove that we all know that he could get into. Marchessault, he also has 8 points during that 6-game point streak. Very good run of games for him. Finally starting to pick up the pace and get his season kick-started. It only took him about 30 games to get into the season, but you'll take anything that you can get as a Nashville Predators fan. So here you go. Marchessault's finally playing good. Nashville Predators, they come from behind, win 3-2 against the LA Kings in Nashville today. We move up to Edmonton, where, just like in the Nashville game, the Oilers, they come from behind and win 3-2 against the San Jose. The Oilers, they waited till the very last minute, literally the last minute, actually 18 seconds left in the game. Ekholm, he took a slap shot, beat Askarov. But speaking of Askarov, he made a career high 41 saves for San Jose. He was a very busy boy tonight. And just like Ekholm, who scored with 18 seconds left in the game, Leon Draisaitl, amazing player, amazing season once again. He scores 18 seconds into overtime. So it didn't take long for them to tie the game. It didn't take long for them to finish the game. He scored 18 seconds into overtime for the Oilers. Connor McDavid, he got the assist on the game-winning goal in overtime. He just passed it right to the right side of him, and Draisaitl, he just quick little shot underneath the pads of Askarov for the goal. There's a lot of players right now with individual point streaks that are doing very well right now, but there isn't much better than Connor McDavid right now, who got 3 assists today, and now he has 17 points in 8 games. Absolutely incredible. I don't know what else we expect from this guy, but it's noteworthy nonetheless. Zach Hyman, he had a really slow start to this season, but he now has 6 goals in 5 games. Extremely impressive. Finally coming back to that player that we saw last year when he reached 50 plus goals. The Oilers, they improved to 20, 11, and 2. Very good season for them. They've won 7 of 8. Another very good run of games for the Oilers. Calvin Pickard in net for the Oilers made 20 saves. The 2 goal scorers for the San Jose Sharks, one was Luke Kunin, the other was Jan Ruda. 2 guys that you don't really think will score goals, got the 2 goals for the Sharks tonight. Askarov, like I mentioned at the top of the segment, he made 41 saves. In his first start since November 25th for the Sharks, he was in the minors with the Barracuda. The Sharks, they dropped to 11, 19, and 6, losing 4 straight. And I don't know what else we were expecting from the Sharks this season, but according to me, this is exactly the kind of Sharks team that we were expecting. Not very good, even though they got Celebrini, they got Will Smith on the team. It's just not very good right now for the Sharks, and I'm not surprised whatsoever. Oilers, they win 3-2 in overtime against the San Jose Sharks. We head to Montreal, where the Habs and the Wings, they're on the second half of a home-and-home stand, where they played in Detroit last night, and now they're in Montreal at the Bell Center tonight. Detroit Red Wings lose and get swept in this home-and-home stand. They end up losing 5-1 in Montreal. I feel like I'm a broken record here, but Patrick Laine scores on the power play, 5th goal in 3 games. Other standout performers for the Montreal Canadiens tonight, Nick Suzuki and Lane Hudson each had 2 assists. Sam Montembeault of Canada in the Four Nations faceoff, he made 20 saves in his 5th straight start for Montreal. They're 14, 16, and 3. This is also the first time that they have won 3 games in a row all season, so Martin St. Louis should be proud in his group's resiliency, but they're still not great at all. Patrick Laine's power play goal, he made it 3-1 in the game. It was his 8th power play goal in 9 games since making his Montreal Canadiens debut at the beginning of the month on the 3rd. The Red Wings, they continue to struggle big time. They are now 13, 16, and 4. Joe Veleno, he got the only goal for the Red Wings tonight. I say the Red Wings continue to struggle, but they had won 3 of 4 before this, so it's not understandable, but they were on a bit of a winning streak. Doesn't matter anymore. You have lost now 2 in a row. Detroit gotta fix this problem, but they lose 5-1 in Montreal tonight. Buffalo Sabres, they make the trip down to Boston tonight to play the Bruins, where they lose their 13th straight game 3-1 against the Bruins. Brad Marchand, he's having an amazing run of games right now. He extends his point streak to 9 straight games. 2 of the goal scorers for the Boston Bruins was Charlie Coyle and Morgan Geekie. Jonas Korpisalo, he made 19 saves for the winning effort. They improved to 18, 13, and 4. They extended its point streak to 4 games, where they are 3-0-1 in those 4 strings of games. Geekie, he got the game-winning goal, making it 2-1. But before he scored that goal, Geekie did appear to score prior to that, but it was ruled offside. So he just had to redo it again and get that game-winning goal once again. For the Buffalo Sabres, I don't even know if they deserve to be covered right now, but we got to do it. So it's going to be a little bit short, a little bit sweet, because I've dumped on them enough. I feel bad, but you are so bad right now. Get a grip and get a win. Come on. The German, JJ Peterka, he scored for the Buffalo Sabres tonight. Reimer in net after coming in relief last night against the Leafs. He made 16 saves, and they dropped to 11, 19, and 4. During this pathetic 13-game losing streak, they are 0, 10, and 3. Only got 3 points. It's still 13 games in a row without getting a win. I could only imagine what it's like in that dressing room right now. They did a scan of the bench for the Sabres and Leafs game last night, and they looked depressed. They looked down. They looked defeated. I don't know what has to happen, but they need a spark in that dressing room so badly right now. Rasmus Dahlin, the captain of the Buffalo Sabres, he returned last night, I think it was, against the Leafs, but he didn't play again tonight after he returned from a 7-game absence from a back injury. Sabres suck. They continue to lose 13 games in a row. They lose 3-1 against the Boston Bruins tonight. Big rivals, Winnipeg Jets, Minnesota Wild. They face off in Winnipeg tonight, where the Minnesota Wild lose again, losing 5-0 to the Jets. Connor Hellebuck, goalie for the United States at the Four Nations face-off. He made 19 saves. He wasn't even that busy. Minnesota didn't do a very good job even keeping him busy. This was his 4th shutout of the season already. His NHL best 4th shutout of the season. Standout players for the Winnipeg Jets, Cole Perfetti, he had a goal and 2 assists. Neil Pionk, he had a goal and an assist. And the Jets improve to 24-10-1. They have points in 5 of 6 games, 4-1-1. Absolutely amazing run that they're on right now, maintaining that really high spot in the overall standings of the league. They are continuing to do good. I did not see this coming. I kept making fun of my coworker Carter. He kept saying, oh, the Jets are doing so good. The Jets, they're best in the NHL. Have you checked the standings today? Yeah, I did, Carter, and they're still doing good, and it really annoys me. But you got to give credit where it's due. For the Wild, nothing to report because they didn't score a single goal. Jesper Wallstedt, though, he was in net making 19 saves. Both goalies making 19 saves tonight. The other just let in a ton more goals. The Wild, they dropped 20-10-4. They have lost 4 straight. Now, I'm starting to get a little bit worried about their position in the standings. I'm not concerned that they won't make the playoffs, but they're going to keep sliding down if they keep running these strings of games and losses together. But they got to get something going. The Jets controlled this entire game from the beginning. Ehlers scoring about 7 minutes into the game, and it was cruise control from there on out. Wild didn't have a prayer the entire evening. The Jets, they continue to impress. They win 5-0 at home against their big rivals, Minnesota Wild. Moving on, we got the New Jersey Devils, not the New York Devils. We got the New Jersey Devils facing off against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Devils, they ended up winning 3-0 with Jacob Markstrom's 22nd career NHL shutout. Amazing job for him. He's doing really good this season after leaving the Calgary Flames. Timo Meier, he had a really good game. He had 1 goal and 1 assist. Jacob Markstrom, he only made 12 saves in this game. Only 12 saves? That means the Pittsburgh Penguins couldn't score and only got 12 shots on net. And I haven't looked at the whole game, but 12 shots, that could have just been a little bloop here, a little bloop there. That is pathetic from Kyle Dubas's Penguins tonight. This was Markstrom's 2nd shutout of the season. The Devils, they improved to 22-11-3. Amazing first season under Sheldon Keefe behind the bench for them. Tristan Jarry, he made 25 saves for the Penguins. They improve, and I'm going to try not to screw this one up on the first try. 15-15-5. Say that 10 times fast. 15-15-5. 15-15-5. 15-15-5. 15-15-5. Oh, can't do it. This was their first loss in regulation for the first time in 5 games, so they had been doing pretty good up until this game and laid an absolute poop stain on this game. Jacob Markstrom, just to highlight him again for the shutout, he made an absolutely beautiful save against Sidney Crosby tonight, sprawling to the other side of his net, making that glove stop, and it's been all over Twitter, deservedly so. You should go check it out because it is a highlight reel save. Absolutely amazing. The Devils, they win 3-0 against the Pittsburgh Penguins at home today. So we move on to the Leafs versus the Islanders. And you remember last night when I said you have a really good game for the Leafs and let's just hope that they can continue this tomorrow night at home. Hopefully you don't lay an egg at home on the back of a back-to-back. Well, they laid an egg. They laid the biggest, stinkiest egg that you could ever imagine. They didn't look great the whole game. They scored 3 goals, but Nylander was the only one that really did much in this game. Bobby McMann, he scores as well, but come on. You can't keep doing this. It's so predictable. For the Islanders, Bo Horvat, he scored twice and had an assist in this 6-3 win for the Islanders. The other reason that I get upset with the Leafs doing this on the back-to-back is because the Islanders, they've been so bad lately as well. I remember in a couple videos ago when I said, yeah, all New York teams, I included the Devils in that team by accident, but all New York teams are struggling right now. This is still an Islanders team that's struggling, and you still can't beat them. I just don't understand. They had lost 2 in a row in 3 of their past 4 games. Absolute crap from the Islanders. But then they come and put a 6th spot on the Leafs at home in Toronto. Moving on from that, though, Isaiah George. He scores his first career NHL goal. Massive congratulations to you, Isaiah. It's a huge accomplishment. Elias Sorokin, he was in net for the Islanders. He made 26 saves. They improve to 13-14-7. Not great still from Patrick Waugh's team. Anthony Duclair, he had missed 28 games before this game tonight. He records an assist in his return. That must feel absolutely amazing to get right back into it. Like I mentioned before, William Nylander, he scores twice. His celebration for his 2nd goal was hilarious. He just laid on the ice like a corpse almost. Joseph Wall, he made 28 saves for the Maple Leafs. They are now 21, 11, and 2. They had won 3 of 4 and 5 of 6. So this was literally two teams that came together after having a really crappy first couple games and the other team having really good running games, and the tides just turn on each team, and it's just so annoying. Austin Matthews, captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, he was out again for the Leafs after taking a really kind of dirty, according to me, hit to the hip, or hip, between the hip, ribs. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually broke a rib after looking at that clip from a defenseman on Buffalo last night. You could tell as soon as Matthews hit the ice, he was grabbing his side, so that's why I'm assuming it's ribs, but obviously they won't disclose that information to the public. This is a big upset for the Leafs and Austin Matthews, obviously, just because he had just come back, he was starting to play good, getting goals, and then he's back out again for who knows how long. Hopefully he doesn't have to go back to Germany. The Leafs, disappointing loss at home tonight on Saturday night. They lose to the Islanders 6-3. We move down to Philadelphia, where the Flyers are playing the Blue Jackets tonight. Owen Tippett, he has a massive game, getting 4 points. The Flyers, another rally from behind for another team tonight. The Flyers, they rally from behind to get it to overtime and then beat the Blue Jackets. The Philadelphia Flyers, they beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-4 from Owen Tippett in overtime, about 3.5 minutes into the overtime period. Like I mentioned at the top, Tippett, he has an amazing game, 4 points, so 3 assists and a goal. Noah Cates, he also had a goal and an assist for the Philadelphia Flyers tonight, who improve to 15, 15, and 4, ending a 3-game losing streak. So they desperately needed this win against a really crappy Columbus team. If Morgan Frost, he also scored twice tonight. Samuel Ersson was in net for the Philadelphia Flyers, and I'm glad the Flyers got this win, because if they lost this game by 1 goal, it would have been on Samuel Ersson, because just like Steve Dangle says, if you're a goaltender, tend the goal. Ersson was behind his net, kind of just threw it in front of the net, and Columbus just tapped it in. Absolutely embarrassing moment for Samuel Ersson, but I'm glad he got to bounce back in this game and get the win for the Philadelphia Flyers. The Columbus Blue Jackets did have a 2-0 lead in this game as well, but after that, the Flyers, they crawled back to get it to 2-2, and ever since that point, it went 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. It was a very back and forth performance from both teams tonight. The Flyers, they beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-4 in overtime at home. Second last game of the night is the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Seattle Kraken, where the Golden Knights win 6-2 at home. A couple big standout performances for the Golden Knights. Mark Stone, he had a goal and 2 assists. Jack Eichel, 2 assists. Brett Howden and Keegan Colasar each had a goal and an assist for Vegas. Those 4 players having amazing nights. The Vegas Golden Knights, they improved to 22-8-3. For some reason, I didn't realize that the Golden Knights were doing this good. So I wanted to say that it was a sneaky, very good season that they're having. But at the end of the day, it is the Golden Knights, and they've been very consistent the entire time that they have been a part of the NHL, except for that one season that they missed the playoffs. But besides that one season, holy smokes, they have just been Mr. Consistent and always just been a very top team in this league. Ilya Samsonov, former Maple Leaf, he was in the net for the Golden Knights tonight, making 21 saves. The 2 goal scorers for the Seattle Kraken tonight was Vince Dunn and Jaden Schwartz. Philip Grubauer made the start for the Seattle Kraken, making 29 saves. He was very busy. The Seattle Kraken drop to 15, 18, and 2. They have lost 4 in a row. And like I said in my last Seattle Kraken recap video, they are very disappointing. I thought they were going to do better, but looking at the roster, you're like, where is the scoring coming from? Jared McCann, he's been quiet lately. Stevenson, big contract, he's been quiet lately. It's the offense for the Seattle Kraken is extremely dry right now, and they need, I guess, acquiring Capo Kakko was that little bounce that they were hoping it would be, and it just hasn't turned out to be, barring the fact that he's only played 2 or 3 games. Seattle did have the lead 1-0 in this game, but it only lasted about 10 minutes, and then the Golden Knights scored, and scoring 5 straight goals after that. Schwartz's goal, it did make it 5-2, but then here comes Mark Stone making it 6-2 on the empty net. Vegas Golden Knights beat the Seattle Kraken 6-2 at home Saturday night. All right, the last game of the night, we got 11 games covered now. It is an all-Canadian matchup between the Ottawa Senators and the Vancouver Canucks in Vancouver, where the Ottawa Senators win 5-4 in overtime. It was Jake Sanderson for the Ottawa Senators scoring 13 seconds into overtime. Sanderson, he also had 2 assists on the night, so a 3-point night. Amazing night for Jake Sanderson. It wasn't easy for the Senators either, because they recovered 3 blown leads, but That doesn't matter at the end of the day. You still got the 2 points. They extended their win streak to 6 games in a row. Very good run of games that the Ottawa Senators are on. It is exactly what the doctor ordered for this team. They are in the playoff picture. I really hope they make it because it would be a lot of fun to see the Senators back in the playoffs. Shane Pinto, he had 2 goals and an assist tonight. And ever since I started making these videos, he started to improve his game. He scored a lot more since I've made these videos. So I'm going to call it the Kipes kick in the butt that he needed to get his career or his season back on schedule. Claude Giroux, he had a goal and an assist. The old vet, he keeps on ticking. He is having a good season again this year. Although the Senators did win tonight, the highlight for me for the Ottawa Senators was Levi Merrilainen getting his first career NHL win in net tonight. He made 21 saves in the effort. Excellent job. Congratulations to you, Merrilainen. The Senators, they are now 18-13-2, a very respectable record now compared to what they were at the beginning of the season. This is the first time that they have won 6 games in a row since March 2nd to 11th in that span, 2017. That is insane. It's been 7 years since the Senators have done this, and what a good time to do it because holy crap, they could make the playoffs this year very easily. Just to add on to the accolades for the Ottawa Senators, they have won 8 of their past 9, not just 6 in a row, but 8 of their past 9. Absolutely amazing. Vancouver did all they could in this game to get back in the game, but they recovered those deficits that they were in, but they let Ottawa get right back into it. Brock Besser, he scored his second goal for Vancouver with about 5 minutes or so left in the third. He tied it up 4-4, so he made the game more interesting for the home fans, but it only took 13 seconds in overtime for those home fans to go, whatever, what the heck, what is going on? For the Vancouver Canucks, though, there has been a couple mentions of drama between JT Miller and Elias Pettersson. I don't know exactly what's going on, but when JT Miller took that personal leave of absence, people were wondering what was going on. They weren't pressing too hard because if it could have something to do with family, you also don't want to go into that guy's personal life, but some people were speculating that it could have to do with something drama-wise with Elias Pettersson. And Elias Pettersson, when JT Miller wasn't with the team, he was having an exceptional run of games, but as soon as JT Miller comes back, Pettersson, his game slows down. He doesn't look like the same player, and JT Miller, he has played pretty good since he came back, but at the same time, what is going on between these two? Do they need to be separated? I don't know who you would trade first. On the top of my head, I would assume JT Miller because you've spent so much money on Elias Pettersson's, but at that point, if you have to separate 2 drama-filled aspects of your team, either could go if the right price comes in, according to me. And as I just recorded this, I quickly looked down at my phone, and Elliot Freeman reposted this tweet from Sportsnet, and it's Elias Pettersson. He was the only one that came out for after-game press conference. JT Miller declined the option to talk, but Elias Pettersson, and I quote, "I don't know why people still try and make up this SHIT. It's understandable that they would want to just put cold water on this, but it's hard not to read into this too much. But if the players are coming out and saying nothing's going on, I would like to take them at their word, and that's what it's going to be like until I'm proven wrong." On that note, the Ottawa Senators, they continue their extremely hot run of games. They win 5-4 in overtime in Vancouver. There you go. Big night of games tonight. But thank you so much for watching this video. Hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends that I'm here because I'm not going anywhere except for a couple days around Christmas where there are no NHL games. But tomorrow night will be the last night of recaps because we have Mix It Up Monday. So come back. We'll see you there tomorrow and have a great night.